Hey guys, what's up? Joe, good morning. Caffeine, the thumbnail. I got nothing. Alright, so a response video to a comment. So as always, if you guys have any comments, any questions, whatever, I'll fucking respond to you. Because that's basically what my channel's about, right? Basically my YouTube channel, simply a way for me to be in contact with you guys, right? So if you guys have any questions, just want to chat, whatever you guys say, I'll be more than happy to respond to you through a video and we can have a chat. And that's basically what I want through this video, through my YouTube channel, is basically having a conversation, right? So that being said, so this comment is from Brian Poirier. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Basically, it's over about a book that I read. So this book, How to Unfuck Yourself, basically, I was going over the book and so on and so forth. And basically, there was a part of the video where I mentioned that now that I'm turning 40, basically a lot of my perspective of things has been changing, right? Something major happened also along the ways that kind of like made me realize more about myself. That I had no ideas, that I had like some internal issues I needed to work on. And then from that, this is where I got this comment, right? This is from Brian Poirier. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Don't know why 40-year-old is such a pivotal point in our lives that it triggers the need to stop and reflect on our past. Did the same and I made huge life changes, decisions. Glad I did. Didn't expect to hear you chat about that kind of subject. Love your approach on a for men subject like mental health, right? Now, he goes into more detail about what he did, but I'm not going to share that because that's kind of personal, but I just want to share that, right? Again, thank you for your comment. And like, I guess I want to continue off that chat about like mental health for men and about turning 40 and all that shit. I mentioned it before, basically like teenage years was all fucking chaos. It was just me partying a lot, drinking and being a punker, wouldn't shower, being anti this, anti that, going against the grain and all that shit. When I turned 20, my perspective changed. I didn't want to continue that lifestyle, so I slowly started to work on myself in the sense that I cut my hair. I started to take care more of my physical appearance, I try to also adjust my way to communicate with people because, when you're a punker, you're all about, fuck this, fuck that. And, the language and the attitude that you have only seems to work when you're in that community, right? So when you try to communicate with other people that are not familiar with that lifestyle, it can be difficult. So mainly in my 20s, I had to adjust myself to stop being that way and be able to communicate myself better to people that are more, I don't want to say the word normal, but basically are more common into society, right? Because that's what punker, for me at the time, was all about. It's getting completely isolating yourself from the mainstream society, right? And you have your own thing going, but I didn't want that anymore, right? I had to move on from that because it was pretty self-destructive. So my 20s was me focusing a lot on my sobriety, and I got into spiritualism and other stuff, try to adjust myself better and figure shit out, right? Once I turned 30, there's still a lot of things that was tagging along from like my teenage years through my 20s, right? But I was definitely a lot better once I got into my 30s. But that's when I wanted to make different changes, right? I actually wanted to start a relationship. I wanted to start a new career, and I've been focusing on that. And sure enough, it's happened, right? All through my 30s, basically, there was still a lot of mistakes that went along the way. Say with my relationship, you making mistakes with my business, career choices, was going to school, doing all this other shit, right? There was a lot of things going on I was still trying to figure out, right? Now that I'm getting close to 40, it's almost like me adding up all the shit that I've done in the past and just try to not necessarily question if I make the right choices, and more about okay, everything that I've done up to this point has led me to this position that I'm at. And now I'm at a point where it's okay, I feel like I know myself more, or more comfortable with myself. I became more familiar with myself, that I have a better idea what kind of lifestyle I want. And I'm more stuck with that now, right? Because everything you're seeing now has been a lot of work in progress. The fact that I'm talking to a camera and you're following me because you know me through Paul's Hardware, and the fact that I'm in my own apartment, there's a lot of that kind of went into all this. We kind of take it for granted. I'm sure the same thing could be from your end too. You're watching me from your own place, or maybe your circumstances, you're living with someone who knows what. You have a computer that you built, you save money for. There's a lot that kind of goes into your own life that you may take for granted, but you put a lot of work into have the lifestyle that you want, right? So what I'm saying is that I guess for the longest time up to this point, I had left myself be more on autopilot. I'll admit one of the things I struggle with the most has been alcohol. I used to drink a lot, and it was worse when I was younger. And up to this point now that I'm getting older, it's becoming less and less and less, right? And I realized that one of the mistakes I made in my life is that I let my choice of alcohol consumption kind of dictate my life a bit more, right? Like in the sense of like going to events, the attitude, the actions that I would have taken was a lot of based through alcohol, right? But it wasn't coming from me necessarily as from my own state of mind, my own sober state of mind. But just me being buzzed, having a certain attitude, like, fuck yeah, let's do this, you know? And that was the appeal of alcohol for me because, you know, I'll get out of my comfort zone and like I'll do things that I would normally wouldn't do. That being said, I really don't want to get too into it because it's a personal thing, but I had a major experience recently that really kind of like fucked with me. That made me realize that like I definitely have some internal issues that I need to work on, right? And we're talking about mental health for males. I think one of like the hardest things that men do not learn or are not taught to is basically learning how to be in touch with themselves, how to be honest with themselves and what they want. And as corny as it sounds, I don't think men are really raised to learn to love themselves. And when I say love themselves, I'm just saying like, you know, look in the mirror and be like, okay, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want, right? I think too many, for the most part, we men, at least for me, I'm speaking as a Hispanic guy, you know, that grew up in like the Hispanic culture where there's a lot of machismo growing up, right? I've grew up seeing a lot of men be fucking macho as fuck, get into arguments, fight over the stupidest shit, but when something major happens, they're like the first to fucking break down and cry, you know, because they don't know how to deal with certain emotional situations, right? It's just, everything's always responded with anger, frustration, yelling, or drinking a bunch of alcohol and shit like that, right? And I think that's something that we, at least for me as a male, I didn't know how to deal with certain situations because, you know, any moment you feel like some form of affection from something or from someone because, you know, you're not used to having that same affection and love for yourself, you want to cling on to that thing, right? To that person. And then when like that person doesn't turn out to like, you know, work for you or they make their own choices and they leave, all of a sudden like, you feel like something's leaving that you want to hold on to and you freak the fuck out because you don't want to lose that emotion that you never had for yourself, right? And like that's something I guess like I experienced where I was like, wow, I was depending too much on something else or someone else, like felt that lack of self-love that I didn't have for myself for like the longest time, right? And like I guess I realized that now where it's like, fuck, you know? And then like, you know, I become a fool, I become angry, become bitter and all that shit, but thankfully, I realized what I was doing, and in a way, I asked myself, why am I acting like this? Why am I responding to that situation in this manner? And that's when I started to, like, you know, like I said, I got a book. I stopped drinking alcohol. I haven't had a drink of booze in a while. I started watching more videos about the subject related to my situation. Me talking to people, me talking to, you know, say you in this manner right now is helping me out also, and hopefully it helps you out, right? But, you know, like working in construction, I mentioned this before in my past videos, you know, it's almost like you're just not supposed to have any feelings, you know? You wake up fucking early. If you're tired, tough shit, drink caffeine, you know, you get hurt, oh, you're being a pussy, you know, tough it out, fucking work through. Something is bothering you, you're not supposed to talk about it, just like tough it out and keep moving, right? You're not supposed to like just actually express yourself in any fucking manner, right? You're just supposed to build it up inside, and that shit breaks you down big time, I think, right? If you feel something is wrong, something's fucking wrong. You holding it back, suppressing it, you know, fucking saying, I feel empty, something's wrong. But like, you know, society, you know, tells men, oh, you're being a bitch, you know, shut the fuck up and keep going, right? And then like what you do, you just turn around and you suppress it or you start drinking alcohol or, you know, you kind of like do unhealthy habits to like deal with it, right? But, you know, a lot of the shit that we do or respond with has been basically thrown down our throats for being, you know, a weak male or whatever. And it's like, you know what, fuck that. I think part of the reason why I had a problem with alcohol is basically because the individual that I became, what I drank, was able to handle the situations better than I could, which just sounds strange, right? But the whole self-medicate thing, it's almost as if like I preferred the person who I was when I was drinking than the person I am now that is sober. And that's something I'm working on myself at the moment. Now I'm turning more, you know, I'm becoming more comfortable in myself. I actually been working out recently. I started going for walks early in the morning. I've been waking up at 4:30. Then I come home, doing like a little workout routine. I've been taking more consistent showers. I'm cutting out like sugars and shit like that. Trying to eat more healthy. Like I said, I'm starting to read more books, you know, trying to like understand myself more. I'm trying to learn more from my past mistakes, you know, and all this stuff. You know, I'm trying to improve myself overall. And that's basically my main goal that I want in general. And I think that's something that fortunately I don't think is really encouraged for men. You know, I mean, it's good, you know, benefit women is right. I'm sure women wouldn't mind having a emotionally stable guy, someone that doesn't flip the fuck out for whatever dumb reason, right? But yeah, learning to be emotionally stable, learning to like actually appreciate yourself. If something doesn't feel right, something is not right. You gotta learn to like listen to yourself, right? And then like learn about yourself. What is it that you want from life? How do you want to live your life? And that's basically how I feel at this moment. There's a lifestyle that I see myself having now. So now I'm trying to work towards that so I can be more happier with my life and not just, rely on, oh, I'm bored. So I just, crack open a 6-pack and then, which is another stupid thing. If you're fucking bored, if you're not happy, and then you just decide to consume alcohol or drugs or whatever the fuck you're gonna do, it's not gonna change your situation in any manner. When I was like sitting and watching TV, I'm bored. Oh, I start drinking beer. Haha, I feel happy now. Still the same shit. I'm still doing the same fucking thing. The only difference is I have alcohol, but it doesn't change my situation that's making me bored, right? So now that I'm trying to like figure out ways to make myself not bored. Whether it's like I want to look for more networking events, I want to work on my YouTube channel more, I want to get more into my hobbies, do that kind of shit, right? Basically, I'm working towards that now. So instead of me having a lifestyle where, oh, I feel bored, I don't know what to do, I want to get to a lifestyle where I'm consistently being busy now, I want to have people calling me, go to events, make new friends, network, I really want to get into my YouTube channel. See, I'm talking to you. I got like comments, people are leaving me questions. There's a lot going on for me that is going good. And basically I want to continue that path, which is what I want, right? Depending on anybody for your sense of well-being or happiness or that love that you want, if you expect that for someone else, the other person is an individual, right? At any moment they can change their mind about you, they can leave, or, hopefully it doesn't happen, but that person dies. You're gonna be in a bad position, obviously, right? But if you already have that for yourself, in the sense that self-love, you have a lifestyle that you're happy with, you already have that self-confidence, you feel good about yourself. If the other person that's a part of your life was to disappear, it won't be as bad. You're able to continue moving on because the other person is not your life, right? Wherever it may be. And I guess that's something I'm trying to work on at the moment. It's basically me being the person that I want to be. So if whatever happens to me outside, if somebody outside was to hurt me, if someone outside was to disappoint me, someone outside was to lie to me, cheat on me, or whatever, or hurt, sure, but you know what? It's okay because I still have me. I still have my life, and I'm gonna move on and continue, right? So that's kind of like in the position that I'm at now. I'm turning 40, so. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Thanks for the question and the comment, and yeah, basically my YouTube channel, we talk about all kinds of shit, whatever it may be. So thanks for the comment. I really appreciate it. Take care and peace.